Hey up everyone, and welcome back to another video. And in this video I'm going to talk about how I, as a pet portrait artist, get commissions. Whilst I'm talking about that, I will have this time lapse going on of two border collies, Dani and Trader. This was one that I completed early this year and it was commissioned as a gift. All the supplies that I used for this painting I will list in description as well, so you can go and have a look at them if you're interested in what I was using to complete this painting. But anyway, back to the actual subject of commissions and how I get commissions. I just wanted to start right from the beginning, because when I got my very first commissions I were actually still at school and I were like 14, 15. Most of my commissions that I got back then, I didn't get that many, but the ones that I did get tended to be brought in by family members, namely my dad. He'd have like work colleagues that had got pet dogs, and a little bit later when he got into greyhounds and greyhound racing, he got me a few like from people who had greyhounds and that sort of thing. So basically, yeah, it were a case of, starts with family and friends, you know, asking family and friends if they want any drawings done of the pets, or people just seeing your work and asking you if you can do one of their pet. And for a long time I only got the odd commissions, I didn't get many, and I'd just paint other stuff for myself in between. And it was just a bit of extra pocket money outside, because I went into further education for a couple of years and then I went into work and I was just working part-time in retail. And I just carried on painting what have you on side, so, and then the odd commission had come in from people that I knew. I remember doing a couple for work colleagues that I had on me work experience as well when I was still at school. So basically anybody that I just got to know, I'd just let them know about me drawings and show me drawings and what have you, and you'd get the odd works that way. I didn't charge very much for them back then. But one thing you do start to find pretty soon is that once you've done a work for somebody, and so long as you've done a good job for them, quite often they'll come back for more further down the line, just like it does with pretty much every other pet portrait artist. So yeah, for a long time it was pretty much just word of mouth and family and friends and people that I met, like, you know, worked with and who I met in other parts of life as well. But I think things started to take a turn for me when I started competing in dog sports. At first it was flyball, and I didn't stay in that very long before I moved over to agility, but this is when I started getting more commissions coming in. Because now I were around a lot of other dog people, and people that do dog sports as well tend to have a number of dogs. A lot of them have quite a few dogs and they might have one piece of work done and then come back for further work and further work. I mean, this one in this video now, this is like the sixth painting I think I've done for this client. And then I've just done another one straight after that, which were for her as well, and now she's just ordered two more. So yeah, people do tend to come back once they've had a good experience with it and if you've done some good work for them. Obviously when I started there were no such thing as internet, what have you, back when I were at school and what have you and all, so there were no social media or like that. But obviously once internet came into play I were able to start connecting with more people as well. First it were like forums, I were in some art forums and stuff like that, and I'd get a couple of commissions just from going into them every so often. And then when social media came along I were able to get more, you know, from social media. And obviously that combined with doing the dog sports, agility and what have you, that's really what's made it a lot more, you know, doable for me personally. So yeah, I started getting some more commissions coming in, and also the word of mouth started to spread a little bit more as well. And then eventually it's doing commissions back to back, and I didn't really have time to do, you know, the paintings for myself anymore. I've not done any for myself for quite a few years now. But obviously paintings on their own weren't really enough for me to live on, so I just carried on doing a part-time job for years. And then it were 2020 and I was just fed up at my job and management there that I decided I was just going to leave. But it were around about that time that I'd started doing quick drawings as well, and they turned out to be quite popular, so I was getting a lot of people interested in buying, you know, cheaper drawings off me. So I were able to do that alongside paintings, which helped things to be a little bit more feasible, for me to live off without having the other part-time job. Also, by this time I had my Facebook business page, which had been up for quite a few years. I'd got a website and lots of people knew that I did this, and I'd already built up a bit of a client base anyway. But obviously with smaller drawings being cheaper and what have you, I needed to get more people to know about me so I could get more orders. Obviously having business cards and handing them out has got me a small few. Even handing them to people when I'm walking dogs. What I found often when I was walking dogs is I'd stop and talk to another dog walker, and sometimes you'd just happen to mention about doing pet portraits, and they'd be like, oh, have you got, and I'd never have out on me, and it's like, I might as well start taking some business cards with me on dog walks, so I can hand them to people if they ask, and it has worked a few times. I've gotten a few works from that. I also started listing on Marketplace on Facebook, but you've got to be careful with that because they've gotten quite strict in that they don't allow you to advertise services. So if you do try and use that, you've got to be careful about how you word your ad and make it just come across like an item for sale in a way that people still know it's pet portraits, but Facebook thinks it's an item for sale rather than a service. Otherwise they'll decline your listing and you might get banned off a Marketplace, so just be aware of that one if you're going to try and use that. Personally, I've had very little success with Instagram or TikTok. The only people that have really contacted me through Instagram are people that just used it as a means to contact me. They actually found out about me in a different way. I have gotten a few by posting in Facebook groups. Again, you've got to be careful because a lot of them have strict rules about advertising, so just check rules at group. Some do allow advertising, say on certain days a week and what have you, so just make sure you just stick to that so you don't get like chucked out of a group for breaking the rules. These groups can be groups about, dogs, pets, whatever. I've gotten a couple of orders from posting in a group for sheepdogs, for example, but you're allowed to advertise in them because people are advertising like puppies in them, even though they're not supposed to because it's Facebook. It is just amongst the sheepdog community anyway, but yeah, that's what they do. So I advertise me drawings in there, so it's allowed. But also local community groups and local buy and sell pages and things like that, just try it in there as well and see if you get anything. Expect to get quite a few window shoppers and time wasters. I think that just comes with territory when it's, in this line of work, you get a lot of people that message you and waste a bit of your time and then disappear again. And it can be a little bit disheartening, especially when things are being, a bit dry anyway, but just know that it's pretty much normal for all pet portrait artists to get a lot of these window shoppers and time wasters, and also your scammers. You've got to watch out for them as well. Another thing I've done is just donate the odd drawing to like a good cause or what have you, and you can get your name out there and get a few works from doing that. I've had little offers on my Facebook page every so often, and they've drummed up a little bit of interest as well. And another thing I did, being in agility for so long, I actually did the judges' gifts for one show organiser, and so basically the people that judged in the rings, their judges' gift would be a voucher to get a drawing from me. So that got me some work because obviously I got paid for them, and then the people that got the vouchers might end up spending more on extra drawings, or they put the voucher towards something that costed more than what the voucher were worth. So that got me, known by a few more people that otherwise wouldn't have known about me. And also a few of them people did come back for more work doing as well. I've even had 1 or 2 orders because of this YouTube channel, where people have found my YouTube channel and then ordered work from me, as a result of seeing me work on here. Now obviously there's lots of other ways that you can get commissions coming in. I'm just talking about my own specific experiences, and there's a lot more that I could personally do to get more commissions coming in as well. But I just wanted to talk about what I've actually just done already. I've not really had enough time to go into, too much detail, but I've gone over the main stuff anyway. So in a nutshell, most of my commissions come through Facebook, I reckon, and second from my website. And a lot of it is because of getting to know people, you know, personally or through other people, from, you know, engaging in dog sports and that has really helped me a lot from being in dog sports myself. If you don't do it like that, then obviously you're not going to have that on your side. A lot of the work that I get is people that are returning, or from, you know, word of mouth, so people come to know about me via seeing work that I've done from somebody else or being recommended by somebody else. So as you build your client base and get new clients, everyone becomes a potential returner or somebody who might potentially plug you to other people. So anyway, this is just a little bit about how I get commissions. If you want me to go into any more depth in any area, then let me know. And also, if you want to mention any ways that you've gotten commissions in comments, then feel free. And I think that's going to do it for this video, so I'll see you in my next one. Bye!